Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to a brand new video. And in today's video, we're going to be going over the Toronto Blue Jays series preview with the Detroit Tigers. I meant to do a couple of these for the start of the season, but didn't get around to doing them. Here we are. I thought, what better series than the home opener to do one of these? It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be good. Lots of good stuff's happening. For the pitching matchups, we have Alek Manoah versus Matt Manning to start off the home opener. Gonna be great. For the middle game of this series, we got Gausman versus Eduardo Rodriguez. And then to end it all, the farewell to Miguel Cabrera. We got Chris Bassitt versus Spencer Turnbull. For me, the must-watch game, it's the home opener. It just makes so much sense. Everyone gets their first taste of Rogers Center, the new and improved Rogers Center, as well as the pregame show has the awards that Vladdy and Kirk are going to see. Vladdy with the Gold Glove, Kirk with the Silver Slugger. And as well, you got Alek Manoah, first game starting under the fans at the newly renovated Rogers Center. And, he had a struggle in opening day, really good game against Kansas City. And, he's looking to build off of that. And with the fans there, he could go 7-8 innings shutout ball. It could be a great one. The X Factors in this series, kind of a new thing I'm starting to do. And it's starting off with a weird one. It's just Rogers Center. We haven't seen how the new dimensions play so far, and that's such a huge factor. We don't know what it's going to be like, how balls are going to travel, how they're going to carry. We expect to see more home runs, but will we actually see more home runs? It's just there's so much new stuff at Rogers Center we don't know about. And it's going to play such a huge factor in this series, especially the first week. After that, I don't expect it to play such a huge factor into anything because people have their scout reports. They'll know what it's about. They're like, oh, okay, here and here, the ball travels a lot in right center and not so much down in left center. So, yeah. And we want to see how much of an advantage does it truly give the Toronto Blue Jays. That's the huge thing. That's the main reason why they did this, was to give the Blue Jays an advantage. How much of an advantage does it give the Blue Jays? The next X factor for me is actually Kevin Kiermaier. And honestly, I'm going to say something I never thought I would ever say in my life. I'm a huge fan of Kevin Kiermaier now. I actually really like Kevin Kiermaier. This $9 million signing for 1 year, that I was like, I'm loving it. I love his defense. His defense is always great. The question mark was his bat, and he's been fantastic offensively. He has been amazing on both ends of the ball. I'm really interested in seeing how he's going to approach his ABs now that the Rogers Center's renovated. Pull side for him is going to be a lot better for the power alley, and he's starting to get that ball in the air. We saw in LA he roped 2 doubles or a double and a triple down that right field line. Those could have been gone in Rogers Center, probably not, but you never know. He's going to try and yank those balls more out that way. As well, I'm intrigued to see how he's going to run his outfield routes and just everything out there because he's one of the best outfield runners there is. His routes to the ball are fantastic. His defense is great. Center field's shorter now, like the wall's shorter. He's going to have that chance to rob more home runs. I'm just really intrigued to see what he's going to look like in the outfield, really. The next one is Chris Bassitt. He looked all right in his Angel start. Not great. A lot of concern still. Especially with leaving some of those fastballs right down the pipe. Like Trout, of course he's going to blast a 92-mile-per-hour meatball away. So working the corners for Bassitt is something that I think is really going to be a thing. And if he's on, that's a huge thing. That makes us from going, maybe it's a 2-1 series to, or this is a sweep. Like, when Bassitt's on, he's on. No one can touch him. And that's what we're kind of looking for because we haven't really seen him do that yet. And the main thing to keep that success for him is try and keep the ball on the ground. We've seen a lot of fly balls, a lot of hard hit contact against the Angels and the Cardinals. Balls that are no doubt shots that were wall scrapers in LA and St. Louis, and balls that were out on the warning track that are gone in Toronto. Just got to keep the ball on the ground because the ball's going to fly in the air once it gets up in the air at Rogers Center. It's probably going to go. So just got to keep that ball on the ground. And then my last one, I'm actually going to the Detroit Tigers and their young guns. Mainly focusing on Spencer Torkelson and Riley Green. Because those guys, maybe a bit of Akil Baddoo, if those guys can continue to hit and hit and hit, like we've seen him do in the minors, Akil Baddoo, especially this year, he's batting like 400. If they can continue to hit, it's going to be a really challenging series. But if they can't, it's going to be a really tough series for Detroit. There shouldn't be a reason why Toronto can't just carve through this Tigers lineup. And now my what to watch for is my what to watch for in game one. Bo, Vlad, and Chap. Now that's the 2-3-5, I believe. Varsho's fourth. They've all had really good success against Matt Manning. I think Bo's hitting 330 against him. Vlad's hitting over 500. I think he's up in the 600s. Chappie's hitting 500. And all three of those guys are raking this year to begin with. And, that's the main source of offense. They've been pushing the ball the other way. It's 355 to right field, I think. I'm pretty sure it's 355. And that goes right into the next what to watch for, and that's how often Toronto takes the ball to right center field. Matt Manning throws a heavy amount of fastballs, and they always end up on the push side for righties, the pull side for lefties. Can the righties just flick them over the right center fence, right field fence? That is a huge thing to watch for. We've seen Toronto's approach the last couple of years, shoot the ball the other way, and they've really been able to do that, especially successfully this year. We've seen Bo Bichette, half his hits go the other way. So that's a huge thing I'm interested in watching is can Toronto take advantage of that right center field, that short porch, really the short porch merchant. In game two, the what to watch for is Kevin Gausman versus the Tigers. Gausman has seen a whole lot of success against the Tigers, and there's a lot of young guys that haven't seen him before, and typically younger hitters struggle against Kevin Gausman because he can get into their head so easily. He throws so much different stuff. He's like a wonder to watch. And a rookie goes up against Gausman, and they don't really have a plan of attack against him. They don't really know what to look for. We really see them struggle, and a lot of the young guys, if they don't really have a plan of attack against Kevin Gausman, it could be a rough night for them. And then game three, and the what to watch for, it's Chris Bassitt. That's the only thing that really matters. Chris Bassitt's got to be attacking the corners, not leaving stuff over the middle of the plate. Just gotta have good command of that ball. Make sure that everything stays on the ground. Trust the defense. It's another thing to really watch for in the LA series. The defense struggled, so hopefully the defense can keep it going. Flip the switch and get going positively, and really show everyone why they are a good defensive team, like they did against Kansas City and St. Louis. So yeah, just that. And then one thing I think it's kind of like an interesting side story. Chris Bassitt and pitch comp thing. The first game they let him call the game and he sucked. Second game we saw him start off with a 1-0 count and then a 2-run nuke to Mike Trout. I'm going to be intrigued to see who runs the pitch comp for him. Obviously Jano will be catching that game. I don't see why he wouldn't be. That's his catcher. So it'll be interesting to see if Jansen's calling the game, not Kirk, and how much of a difference that makes. So yeah. Also, side note, Brandon Belt's in the lineup. He should be in the lineup probably the rest of the series. My guess is he's due for a really good game. I think it's got to come this series. No reason he can't start getting some base knocks against a really weak team. So, yeah, my prediction for this series is a Toronto sweep. There's no excuse to not sweep this Detroit team. They want to compete. Toronto wants to compete. Tampa Bay swept this Detroit team. They dismantled them. Tampa Bay's 10-0. This is a team Toronto's got to sweep, and there's no reason they can't. They're lead in every aspect. They have the better pitching going in this series. They have the better hitting in this series. They have the better defense. They have the better bullpen. Everything says Toronto should sweep this series. And the question is, will they? So yeah, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will do a series recap, hopefully, at the end of this, and then a series preview going into the Tampa Bay series. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like. Comment down below what you guys thought. What else do you think it needs to be watched for Toronto? And yeah, I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.